A key right in our Constitution is the right to access justice. It is explicitly protected in Section 34. You have the right to access the courts. You have that right on paper, but do you have it in reality? Not so, because you don't understand your law. No one does. I guarantee you don't. Not even the descendants of the colonizers who brought this legal system to us. And we cannot deny that our legal system is a colonial legal system. It is called Roman Dutch law. Customary law is treated as second rate. On paper in our Constitution it is seen as an equal, but in practice the European legal tradition is dominant. But not even the descendants of the European colonials can understand our law. There are many problems with our legal system that hurt your right to access justice. Our lawyers are expensive. If you are sued, it's more likely that the victor will be decided by who can win the war of attrition through money than by the strength of their legal argument. Our justice system is a mess. Prosecutors are piled with cases, evidence is collected badly, public defenders have to deal with hundreds of cases and they can barely give any of them the due attention that they deserve. I wonder how many innocents have been sent to prison and how many guilty have been set free. Our legal system is broken for many reasons. Far too many for me to explain in a single video, but I would like to unpack the most obvious, the most glaring failure of our legal system. The people of our country cannot understand it. None of us can. Can a legal system be valid if the people that are using it cannot understand the language it is spoken in? I am a massive fan of Roman history and classical history in general, and history even more generally. Latin is a beautiful language, but it has no place in our law. It is actively impeding your ability to access justice. There are so many legal rules that are expressed solely in Latin that nobody can understand it. How can you be a law-abiding citizen if you do not understand the laws that you are meant to abide by? Can we really expect a society to honor the Constitution and to honor rule of law if it can only access that law through a limited pool of intelligentsia who know this foreign language that has been dead for thousands of years? I have been a law student for just over a semester. This is your law that you are expected to follow, but you're not expected to understand it. Good luck with that. Res perit domino, periculum est imptoris, mora caveat emptor, actio quanti minores, actio redhibitoria. Negotorium gestio, condictio, sine causa, condictio indebeti, solvendi causa, status quo ante, condictio causa data causa non secuta, condictio sine causa, damnam injuria datum, novus actus interveniens, dolus, culpa, dolus directus, dolus indirectus, dolus eventualis, nascituris fiction, ante nuptial, consensus ad idem, lex aquilia, actio injuriarum, crimen injuria, consensus ad idem, lex non cogit ad impossibilia. That translation is, the law does not compel the doing of the impossible. However, understanding our legal system verges on the impossible when it is in a language that nobody understands. Stare decisus et non quieta movere, culpa capax, locus standi in judico, ex contractu, ultra vires, intra vires, actio legis aquilie, mens rea, doli incapax, culpae incapax, restitutio in integrum, re vindicatio, exceptio non ad impleti contractus, curata ad idem, nemo plus juris, de homini libero exhibendo, in fraudem legis, interesse, commixio, condictio sine causa specialis, bona fide pacta servanda sunt. That is your law, and I can guarantee you did not understand a single word of it unless you are a time-traveling Roman, which I highly doubt. You may ask, what is the problem with this? A lot of professions use Latin and Greek to explain technical terms. You see it in medicine and in the sciences. What's wrong with using it for law? Well, the sciences don't need to be accessible to every citizen for a country to work properly. Not everybody needs to know what the medulla oblongata is. But everyone should know what mens rea means. Everyone should know what bona fide means. Everyone should know what pacta servanda sunt means. And these are legal terms that people do not understand. But they need it to be able to be good, productive citizens who act in accordance with the law. But people can't know the rules that they're expected to live by unless they go to a very expensive intelligentsia lawyer who knows all of the Latin. Do you see the problem now? If we want to live as a law-abiding society, a society that respects law as the binding force that keeps the order and the peace and our freedoms, we need to be able to understand it. And we don't understand our law. You may say, look, these are technical terms, they're very complicated ideas. We have to have the Latin or else it'll just become impossible for us to explain it. Other professions do the same. In accounting, as an example, there are many English words that are given new meanings in accounting jargon, but you can still infer the general meaning from the English words. In accounting, you have depreciation, impairment, trial balances, auditing. Those have colloquial meanings. You know, if you go and ask the man on the street, what does an audit mean, what does depreciation and what does impairment mean, they can give you some sort of semblance. It isn't exactly the accounting definition, but you can get close and you can try to understand it. But if I say to you, condictio sine causa data causa non secuta, well, I'm a law student and I don't even know if I said that right. And I have no idea what it means. And neither do you. So, it is perfectly possible for us to have a system where we can understand the language that we are conducting our law in. After all, the Romans had that luxury. They could use their language, they can use Latin. But why can a South African lawyer not practice the law in the language of their choosing? Why do they have to rely on a language that is dead? A language of imperialism. A language brought by colonizers, but also a language that the colonizers themselves have forgotten. What is the point? There are many places that I can problematize our legal system, but this is the most obvious. And it leads into the other problems we have. The survival of Latin in our legal system is a symptom of the survival of a colonial legal system in general. One of the reasons why we cannot access our courts is because lawyers are so expensive. Why are lawyers so expensive? Because they have to spend years learning the Latin phrases. Why is it so intimidating to receive a letter of summons? Why is it so intimidating to visit a court to see justice being done? Because you can't understand any of it. If we want people to take our Constitution seriously, if we want to take justice seriously, we need to be able to understand it. If we want to do that, if we want to achieve our Section 34 right to access to justice, we need to get rid of Latin. My name is Matthew Field. You've been watching the Political Field podcast. I have been roasting a bit of the South African legal system, and there is so much more to problematize about it, but one topic, one video. And I thought that this would be a good introduction to explore the legion of ways that our legal system is fundamentally broken. Thank you for listening. Stay home and stay safe.